transforms. Okay. See, next we move on to another topic, that is sine transform and cosine transform. See, next one, sine transform. Sine transform or Fourier sine transform. Fourier sine transform. Suppose f of x is piecewise differentiable, and absolutely integrable on the interval 0 to infinity, then the Fourier sine transform of f of x is that is capital Fs of s. Okay, see guys, see, this is a notation. This suffix s denotes sine transform. Suffix s denotes the sine transform, and the argument s denotes the variable function of s, which is defined as square root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity f of x into sine sx into dx. Small f of x into sine sx into dx. Okay, so this is a Fourier sine transform. Okay, I call this as equation number 1, and its inverse is small f of x, which is equal to under root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity fs of s. Okay, fs of s into sine sx into ds. Okay, see, for Fourier sine transform, we have to integrate the integrand with respect to x. To find its inverse, we have to integrate the integrand with respect to s. Okay, now the equations 1 and 2 are called Fourier sine transform pair. The equations 1 and 2 are called Fourier sine transform pair. Fourier sine transform pair. Okay. See, next definition, cosine transform or Fourier cosine transform. Fourier cosine transform. Okay, similar to this. See, all these conditions. F of x is piecewise differentiable, and it is absolutely integrable on the interval 0 to infinity. Then the Fourier cosine transform. Okay, f suffix c of s, which is equal to under root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity and small f of x into cos sx into dx. cos Sx into dx. Now I call this as equation number 3, and its inverse is small f of x, which is equal to under root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity fc of s into cos Sx into ds. This is equation number 4. Now, now the equations 3 and 4 are called the Fourier cosine transform pair. Fourier cosine transform pair. Okay. Okay. See next properties of Fourier sine transform. Okay. Fourier sine transform and Fourier cosine transform. Properties of FST means Fourier sine transform. FCT means Fourier cosine transform. Okay, first property Fourier Fourier sine and cosine transforms are linear. Fourier sine and cosine transforms are linear. Proof. Okay, see. let f1 and f2 be two functions such that Fourier sine transform of f1 of x, which is equal to what I rewrite this as f1 comma s of s. Okay, this is some notation f1 comma s. This one represent for f1, and Fourier sine transform of f2 of x, which is equal to f2 comma s of s. Okay, then what should I prove? If I take the linear combination of f1 of x and f2 of x, if I apply the Fourier transform for this linear combination, then I'll get the linear combination of their Fourier sine transforms. Very simple. Suppose if we take any linear combination, for example, alpha f1 plus beta f2, then the Fourier sine transform of the linear combination is equal to linear combination of their Fourier transforms. Okay, that is another another statement for this linear property. Okay, fine. Now let alpha comma beta be two scalars. Then the Fourier sine transform of alpha f1 plus beta f2, which is equal to, by definition, square root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity alpha f1 plus beta f2 into sine sx into dx, sine sx into dx. Okay. Now, as we know that this integration is linear. First of all, integration is linear. See, therefore, one can write this as 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity alpha f1 of x and sine sx into dx plus square root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity beta f2 of x into sine sx into dx. Okay, and alpha and beta are constants. See, therefore we can take it away from the integral. See, therefore this is alpha into square root of 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity and f1 of x sine sx into dx plus beta times under root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity and f2 of x into sine sx into dx. Okay. Now what is this? See, what is this expression inside this parenthesis? Inside the parenthesis, that is nothing but Fourier sine transform of f1 of x, and it is denoted as f1 comma s of s. See, therefore, one can write this as alpha into f1 comma s of s plus beta into f2 comma s of s. Okay, that is, we proved that Fourier transform of linear combination of two functions, which is equal to linear combination of their Fourier transform. Okay, so this is a linear property. Similarly, Fourier cosine transform of alpha f1 plus beta f2, which is equal to alpha into Fourier cosine transform of f1 of x plus beta into Fourier cosine transform of f2 of x. Okay. See, this is similar to this. Instead of sine sx, we just replace it by cos sx. Then the similar argument. By using the similar argument, one can prove that Fourier cosine transform is also linear. Okay. Yes, and then second property is modulation property. Second property is modulation. Modulation property. See, under this there are four subdivisions. If the Fourier cosine transform of f of x equal to fc of s and the Fourier sine transform of f of x equal to fs of s, then first subdivision, Fourier cosine transform of f of x into cos ax, f of x into cos ax, which is equal to 1 by 2 into fc of s plus a plus fc of s minus a. Okay, Fourier cosine transform of f of x into cos ax, which is equal to 1 by 2 times of fc of s plus a plus fc of s minus a. And the second subdivision is Fourier sine transform of f of x into cos ax, which is equal to 1 by 2 into fs of s plus a plus fs of s minus a. Okay, so this is the second subdivision, and the third subdivision is the Fourier cosine transform of f of x into sine ax, which is equal to 1 by 2 into fs of s plus a minus fs of s minus a. And the fourth one is Fourier sine transform of f of x into sine ax, which is equal to 1 by 2 into fc of s minus a minus fc of s plus a. Okay, so I will prove one, and you take the remaining three as exercise. So, okay, see these four are some important properties. So adequately we are going to use to solve some of the problems in the Fourier cosine and the sine transform. Okay, so therefore these four properties are very important. Okay, see how much time left? Around 20 minutes. Proof. See what is given to us: the Fourier cosine transform of f of x, which is equal to fc of s, and the Fourier sine transform of f of x, which is equal to fs of s. Okay. Now, what is the first subdivision? The Fourier cosine transform of f of x into cos ax. Okay, Fourier cosine transform of f of x into cos ax, which is equal to, by definition, square root of 2 by pi the integral 0 to infinity. Okay, integral 0 to infinity, and f of x into, by definition, what is this? So this is a cos ax into cos sx. Okay, cos sx into dx. See, by definition, see, you plug this expression instead of f of x, and by definition we have a cos sx into dx. Okay, now tell me what is cos sx into cos sx into cos ax. What is cos a cos b? What is the formula for cos a cos b? What is cos a cos b?
Cos plus b plus cos a minus b by 2.
Cos a plus b plus cos a minus b by 2. Okay, that is 1 by 2 and cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b. Okay, see, therefore cos sx plus cos sx into cos ax, that becomes 1 by 2 times of cos of s plus a into x. Okay, plus cos of s minus a into x. Okay, fine. See, therefore this expression can be written as like this. Then see the last integral, that becomes 1 by 2 under root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity and f of x into cos s plus a into x plus cos s minus a into x into dx. Now you split this into two integrals, that is 1 by 2 into under root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity and f of x into cos s plus a into x into dx plus under root 2 by pi integral 0 to infinity and f of x into cos s minus a into dx. Okay. Now, actually, what is the formula for Fourier cosine transform? Integral, of course, square root of 2 by pi into integral 0 to infinity f of x into cos sx into dx. That is your fc of s. Okay. In place of s, what we are having? We are having here it is s plus a. Some shifting, okay? Some shifting. S plus a. Here it is s minus a. See, therefore, wherever s is there, you just replace it by s plus a for this integral. And for this integral, wherever s is there, you just replace it by s plus a. See, therefore, what you will get? See, this is 1 by 2 into capital fc of, that is fc of s plus a plus fc of s minus a. That's all. Thus, we have proved the first part of the modulation property. First part of the modulation property. Okay, similar, by using the similar argument, only thing is you have to assume that trigonometric identities. What is sin a sin b, cos a cos b, sin a cos b, and cos a sin b. Okay, with the help of those identities, one can prove it easily. Okay, to take it as an exercise,